bam, into the game. Better turn everything on, because that's pretty important, I think. Don't you think, Adam?
I think it's pretty essential that when you're casting games and stuff like that, you need kind of excess information up on the screen. Not a lot of excess information, so maybe not excess information, just the right amount of information.
Oh yeah, that's
Back tab predominantly.
That's where we go to. That's where we go to. Oh,
Getting a little bit of a timeout there on. I'm not going to say his name because he hasn't been introduced yet.
that's true. So spawning in the top left-hand corner as the dark blue Terran.
Gods, I don't know, guys.
If you're new to our casting, Ammon does Korean names, but
I should have practiced before.
wouldn't have hurt. Gotta say, it wouldn't have hurt.
How would you say that name?
Goste?
Goste.
Goste?
What's their clan names?
It is the clan. What was it? I've got it written here. Hang on. I've written it down.
QED Goste.
QED versus mGG. There you go.
Okay, so we'll just start again.
So now.
Tell them to start the game again. Tell them to start the game again because I messed up the introduction.
Right, yeah, totally worth it. In the bottom right-hand corner, as the light pink Protoss, we have.
Oh, hold on, I've been following you can. mGG Nemesis.
Going down. Playing pretty standard so far with the assimilator timings and also the gateway timing. All kind of standard sort of play. On this map, you are going to see a natural, which is pretty easy to defend. Also got the rocks there. Bit of extra protection, but when those go down, it's very, very, very wide sort of place.
It's going to be about as wide as my ex-wife, Matt.
Oh.
And those rocks do go down, as my ex-wife also does.
Third, I guess you could say it's rather short distance from the natural, but is also pretty open on the map. So counterattacks to the third, you're gonna see pretty easy on this map, and then the fourth pretty well defined, but a very long way away from the main. So it's gonna be some pretty interesting expo taking if you go into the late game with these. But
I'd be excited to see how the macro games pan out on this map, Matt.
That's right. Well, we've got
and
the Terran player taking a pretty early command center just after the barracks there. No gas just yet, which is pretty standard sort of play against Protoss at the moment, don't you think?
Yeah, I think more frequently with Terrans, they're just trying to get away with, delaying that gas as much as they can, just so they get more racks out, pump a lot of Marines. You can defend pretty easily with a lot of Marines. If you see something higher tier coming up, build a couple of bunkers that'll, make a safeguard for those Marines. And, it's kind of safe, unless it's on all incomes. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. See, Zealot's coming out now for Nemesis, and also that second gas has gone down. Only two guys mining away there in the assimilator, but that could either mean some early pressure or just a misclick. But there we go. We're going to see that Nexus go down.
I don't think it's going to be a misclick because he has two in both. So I think he just wants to have a lot of gas, but not oversaturated in gas. Like he only needs that 80% worth. He doesn't need that extra 20%. He wants those two extra to have a bit more mineral count.
Not a heap of gas, just enough.
Just enough gas. He doesn't want to, he doesn't need to call in a bunch of sentries. Maybe he's just playing, for the stalkers and stuff like that. Doesn't want to have a lot of sentries, so he's just gonna build a bunch of stalkers.
Build a bunch of stalkers.
As you see that I probably said the same thing twice, but kind of in a different way. Kind of not in that much of a different way, just a little bit.
Oh yeah, of course. So we've got a pylon just kind of chilling out up just next to the third base for the Terran. So we could see some warpings in if we're gonna go for that third. But need to make sure to take out these Marines.
It's got to be careful for that Marine. It's very low.
It is, and it'd be pretty critical to lose a sentry this early in the game as well, because sentries are pretty important holding expos, especially against Terran.
If he did lose that sentry, he'd be kicking himself that he didn't have two extra guys in each gas, because then you go, I planned it out to have just enough gas. Now I don't have enough.
Oh, I'm sure that'd be the first thing that'd come to mind.
You see Terran actually walking around, scouting for a pylon. For any kind of forward pylon play.
So did he see? Didn't actually see the pylon. Didn't see the pylon, didn't see that forward pylon. The fourth gateway has now actually finished. And Terran does not really have that much. Does anyone in the stream chat actually have a correct pronunciation for the Terran player?
Oh, here we go. They're coming to engage. Got to pull the SCVs to keep that bunker up. He does so a little bit late.
Oh, we can see force fields on the bunker. No force fields. Did you have misclick on the rocks? But yeah. Bunker goes down.
I think Matt, I don't want to call this early or anything, but I think Terran has lost.
Oh,
it off.
Actually,
he's got one Marauder.
Takes down the sentries and
I said that just to be ironic, because of course I knew that the Terran hadn't lost at that point. He had that Marauder, and Terran's never going to GG as long as he's got one Marauder. Ouch.
Looks like he could be in a little bit of trouble here.
Might just sacrifice that orbital command there as he's building that bunker up on the high ground, so he's going to float it off. A great choice. He's going to save it.
Looks like it's not going to go down. Nemesis putting another forward pylon down. Oh, with the repair on the command center, looks like it's going to be the mass repair on this bunker. Sentry has very, very low energy.
It's got to target down that SCV, otherwise
bunker's finished. Oh, Goste needs to repair the bunker. Bunker goes down. Oh, and there's a lot of stalkers, but they're all currently on move command. Actually, I don't know if it's going to be enough. We're going to have Warpins on the high ground, mules coming in now, which I'm going to take a guess and say that actually could be game, which is a pretty fast ending to our first game.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of Marines come out here and just get shot down pretty much instantly by those stalkers. I mean,
there's the GG.
Wow.
And we have got spawning in the top position as the pink Protoss,
mGG Nemesis.
Better than last time, and going down to the bottom right hand position as the red Terran.
Oh.
Feel free, in your own time. In your own time. It's all good.
QED up, waiting. I was on someone else's cam. Go number 5. That was awkward. Sorry guys. I'm like, why hasn't man moved the camera? And I looked who I was following, and it was someone else. I'm like, oh no, that's not good.
Oh, you're on the wrong track there, but that's all good. So now just on Antigua, we've got the pretty easily defended natural with the ramp there as well, which is always pretty fun to have a ramp, you know.
It's a bonus. As a child when I have roller skates, I love having ramps.
There you go. And then the third base again, another ramp, but can sometimes create a bit of a choke point if the army is up in here, which is accessed by the back rock. So say if an army runs up into here, you can get very stuck in this area just from it being a choke point there. So it can kind of work against you as well. And then the fourth base, like seriously, who knows where the fourth base is on Antigua. We've got this base here, which is very exposed, especially to the tower in cross map. And also we have got this base down here, but it's a very, very long time to get from the main all the way around. So let's see, the Nemesis's probe just got the old trick done with the wall in, and has been sent elsewhere. But so Nemesis has actually picked up on that, waiting, just scouting around with that SCV. About to hit the cross map position now, so there you go. Correct scouting. I think was this actually the GSL one? I think this is the GSL one. So we've got,
I'll just say yes, why not?
I think so. So we've got the depots and only the blue mineral fields in the middle, so it would have automatically been cross spawn. But hey, it doesn't hurt if both players do it. So Nemesis.
I haven't seen.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, haven't seen any gas go down yet as well, so it might be going for that expand.
Nemesis has actually seen everything of the Terran so far. Hasn't seen the refinery or the gas positions just yet, but still probably going to see the same sort of thing. Going to see like a command center go down. Here it is on the low ground.
There it is.
Let's see. Upweighting, very filled with rage, kills the neutral, the automaton, I think it was. Good
Oh my god.
Good start to the game.
We're going to see ruthless play by Upweighting tonight. You just know he's a man who wants to see the world burn. I mean, shooting neutral NPCs, I guess they are.
Wants to see
in
the
the
world
map.
burn.
He does, and Nemesis actually, nope, don't worry. Was a little bit supply boxed, not supply boxed anymore. She had clear foresight on that.
So actually, going for the same gas, having 2 probes on each gas, might see a similar sort of thing again. 4 pylon has gone down at the main of the non-existent player right now, but it's actually it gives you a pretty close warp in towards the Terran base, and the Terran player can't actually see up there without running all the way around. So it's a very safe place to have a forward pylon for how close it actually is. You do see a lot of Protoss players proxy pylons up here and in these areas, but the Terran actually scouts so they can get around to it really fast. Whereas with this sort of one, a little bit further away, but you do have to run all the way around to actually get there.
It's pretty clever, I'd say, actually, by Nemesis. I like that a lot.
That's right, and we've actually seen 4 barracks go down for upweighting.
Yep. It's a standard old 5 racks, 2 base play, Matt. And still no gas.
No gas still. Well, when you build that many barracks, like, who needs gas, right?
It needs gas when you're cooking with Marines.
Oh, that's right. Let's see, Zealot and the Sentry out again. Sentry's good against Marines. You pop that Guardian shield and Marines do hardly any damage at all.
And from Protoss, we're going to have a 3-gate robo.
See, Upweighting doesn't really know anything about Protoss, like only knows the standard with the 1 gas, the Cybernetics core, gateway, 2 pylons in the base as well, so like could almost be thinking of 4-gate when there's actually so much more tech there. Let's see, Nemesis sitting out the front, gonna come into this barrel. Oh, Stalker goes down.
Stalker.
That's
I dare say that Nemesis didn't expect to see so many Marines there to have that Stalker go down so quickly.
went down pretty quick.
Mate, it went down quicker than my ex-wife.
There it is.
I'm not going to stop with those jokes unless you press 3 in chat, and then I will.
No, 3's for Twix. 3's for Twix in the chat. It's, I don't know, we'd have to make up a new number, right?
69! My ex-wife's favourite position.
Wow.
Oh, Justice just sandbagging me in the chat. Just absolute sandbag. And we see Marines coming out now, just scouting to see if there's any pylons up in that 3rd base position. Doesn't see anything, and just gonna make an expand there.
That's where they all check for. See that Zealot.
That Zealot's trying to run home, just going, "Oh shit, guys, they're coming!"
bringing it home, but upweighting up a little bit in the supply count right now. Zealot's being walked in. He's actually got a fairly large amount of Marines right now. You're going to see some force fields go down, maybe pop a Guardian shield too. Comes the engage.
Nice. He's got to be very careful with these Marines right there. He ran 2 up in to see what kind of army he had, see if he wanted to face that engage right now. He's going to decide to go for it a little bit.
A good micro here. Oh, Guardian shield goes down. And that Sentry's really going to help a lot in this engage, but these Marines are actually just getting cut up by the Zealots, just like it's nothing. Look at them.
Stalker count getting very high. Yeah, the Zealots did prove to be worthy of what they cost. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Just tanking so much damage. I don't think most of them are even in the Sentry Guardian shield, but just still tanking so much damage. You see the importance of Zealots.
That's right.
Mass Zealots are getting quite popular these days. They're not like just having a significant number and then just a little bit of Stalker DPS to be able to take down big armies.
Bit of Stalker DPS.
Bit of Stalker DPS, you know, why not?
Right.
What?
I don't know if you consider Stalker as the highest DPS unit going around.
Well, I mean, you know, in this, well, they're doing the most damage in this army composition, wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say? I mean, the Zealots, once they get up close, yeah, they're doing a lot of damage, but from behind, the Stalkers are shooting shit.
Stalkers are pretty cool, though. You have to give it to Stalkers. They're pretty
Stalkers do 10 damage, and Zealots do 8, so fuck off.
Whoa. Zealots do actually 2 attacks as well, but...
Yeah, but in their little tag it says 8 damage.
Okay.
Alright, mate, alright, mate.
Got a Colossi getting Chrono Boosted out, which is gonna go to the Marines more than Stalkers or Zealots. It's actually gonna really kill this army fast, but we've got a Starport being built in the Terran main, maybe gonna be expecting those Colossi. Still
Mineral field research
really
complete.
really living in the dark against Protoss.
Add-on complete.
Yeah, the Terran's gonna have to really pull something out here to be able to take down this, you know, mid-game death ball that Nemesis is amassing.
So we've also got +1 armor on the way and extended thermal lance as well for the Colossi, and so it's looking like a pretty scary army that's coming up. We've also got cannons. Where are the cannons? There they are. We've got one in the mineral line at the 3rd, and we're going to have one in the mineral line at the natural as well. Second forge finishing up. Really going to start hitting up those upgrades, and those Colossi, when you actually get a bit of a count of them, they're very, very hard to take down as Terran.
Production tab's getting a little bit out of control here.
It is.
Got the Starports coming down. Gonna see some Ghosts out. Should see some nice EMPs hopefully. On this army, just shred it
EMPs
down
are
to half life.
EMPs are pretty fun.
No, it's the feeling you get when you get a good EMP. What do you think is a better feeling, Matt? When you get a great EMP off, or like bust a Baneling in a mineral line?
Ooh. EMPs are, I have to say, that they're different feelings, because Banelings are like an instant rush. It's like, like if you just like inject yourself with like stim, right? Gives you instant rush, right? Whereas,
Yeah, or heroin.
Whereas with EMP, no instant rush, yeah? But when your army just like totally kills them instantly, because, you know, EMP, no shields, that gives you like, it's more of a long-lasting sort of drug, I guess you could say.
It's a delayed satisfaction.
There you go, yeah.
Like gambling on something.
Essentially.
Seen High Templars and the DT Shrine.
Instantly married into the Archon, but the Terran player does see that with the scan. Double scan. Because one scan's not enough.
Here's the Archon.
But
those Ghosts are going to come in handy against that Archon, I reckon.
upweighting is, don't think there's any detectors out at the moment, really. There's no turrets either. So could potentially be in a little bit of trouble by the DTs. Do have the command centers, but if you're on top of your orbital command, if you're muling all the time, it's gonna cause a bit of a problem.
It's gonna piss a little bit in your bumfire. And if we take a look at like the income tab, we'll see that harvesters are like 78 to 66. So Terran having more harvesters and more mules and things like that. So
Mules are pretty fun.
mules are pretty fun. Look at that oversaturation, I'd say.
You know something I only just learned?
What?
Mules repair twice as fast as SCVs. I only just learned that over the weekend. Never knew.
Yeah, yes, I'd learned that as well, I think.
There you go.
It's good to learn. It's good to learn things.
Upweighting actually seeing this whole army pushing out, and also decides to push out as well. This is going to be a pretty big fight, I'm going to have to say. It's a
job, and there's a caster to say it, I reckon.
Oh,
Gonna lose a lot of Vikings. He only gets one.
Oh no, the army's on move command. And let's see the Terran player hitting the stim button. Nemesis throwing down the panic button on those sentries, but there is so many Colossi, but this Terran army with the upgrades is...
And Colossi goes down, the second one is about to go down, the Terran's going to pull this off, even though it's very orange. There's not enough Stalkers, that other Colossi comes up though, can he protect it? One DT is going to do so much damage if he can't actually have a scan. He does have a scan, takes it out instantly. So great engage for Terran there, actually pulling it out of the bag.
Surfer gets away there, but that was a really good engage for Terran, I've got to say.
Oh, but in the meantime, that 3 DTs in the Terran's third has taken it down, pulling all these SCVs, trying to get EMPs off to kill those DTs.
Kill the DTs. Oh, did we get the... Oh, missed it again.
And
Come on, third time lucky. Oh,
so lucky.
Missed it again. Has to just throw down the scan. It was worth it. It was... That was definitely worth it. More DTs actually coming in. No detectors ready. And there's no missile turrets either. These DTs are actually just going to walk straight into the main. This is going to be a pretty big turnaround in the game.
And we see that Protoss is actually on more bases now than Terran, so Protoss is going to be able to re-max that army pretty soon. And these DTs just continually causing a lot of stress. It's not going to be able to let the Terran go for the kill shot of while the Protoss army's down, so he's going to keep him back, and that's really in favour of the Protoss at this time.
See, upweighting, he's got another scan, he uses that other scan, he's got another scan down at the natural. He's got one more scan for this DT. Oh, hits the stim button and manages to actually get that DT down, but meanwhile in the middle of the map, a lot of ghosts, FSCT, and that's a lot of ghosts just sitting there.
There's a lot of ghosts. It's not 13 ghosts, a good movie. I see more DTs coming in. See where they're going to go. I think they should actually start focusing down the army because it's getting pretty scary from Terran. Like, let's try and get some scouts. It's dangerous for TTs though, taking on an army. Since it's only one scan away from dying, he's going to try and snipe the orbital command. Good decision.
Oh, let's see the orbital command getting repaired. The DT is doing a lot of damage in this game, keeping the Terran player very occupied already. See, but these
go down.
Goes down. The Terran player is actually out of minerals right now, which is going to hinder repairing things. And Protoss is pushing out. Though I don't know if that's a really good idea into this army. There's
a lot of GTs, a lot of high Templar, so we're going to see some sick storms go down to be able to.
High Templar have been selected. EMP's going down. None of the High Templar have been EMP'd yet. More storms. Oh!
Sick. That army is so ready. Another one goes down.
Another storm.
Just need one more. No, it doesn't have it. These DTs are going to do so much damage in the middle with only one orbital command out. 2 orbitals? Yeah, only one orbital command.
Just the one orbital command. Scan goes down.
There's that scan. They're going to run away.
Oh, run away from the scan. That was a very crucial scan. And this main orbital command is actually very low on energy. Still another 15 energy away. But it looks like, well, it could be... That's a good place to hide from DTs in the medivacs. But it looks like we're going to see a large drop go down.
Some more DTs. A lot of vital SCVs there. Not building... Actually doesn't, needs to be mining. He's some mining. He's on 25. If you look at his income, it's actually only 140 to Protoss's 1400. Going for a mass drop in the base. These DTs though, there's so many DTs just idling though. They're not actually.
The DTs, they need to run in there. Oh, is this Colossi going to go down? Oh, the DTs are just sitting there.
But the Zealots get back in time to save that Colossi. So this Terran army will be cleaned up. There's no Stalkers he can lift up into the medivacs. He doesn't. He's going to lose that whole army. The medivacs just have to say okay and come home.
See, now we're actually starting to see the real effects of the DTs, where the upweighting, he's down a lot in the income. He's got pretty high saturation currently at his third base. Is there I can hear a DT somewhere. Oh, he's killing the refinery.
Oh my god. If you just go to Protoss's natural, you just see that Colossi on 5 HP. Some Stalkers ran in, upweighting deciding what for a snipe.
Keeps it alive. And
Lost a couple seconds to that in that exchange.
It looks like Nemesis could have turned this game around with the clutch DTs.
Yeah, well, those DTs did so much economy damage. Like he took out his third, then took out the natural. Meanwhile, Protoss is on like 3 base, 4 base, even just having crazy economy. Even though Terran successfully took down the armies each time in the engage, he just didn't actually do any economy damage. So the longer this game goes on, Protoss is going to be much stronger. Said orbital finishing, we'll be able to call down a scan instantly. There it is.
There's the scan.
And cleans up both those DTs.
See, upweighting, rallying everything back into the middle, but this is going to be a very strong push from Nemesis. It's going to be very critical to see what happens in this battle. See, there's the DTs doing a lot of work. Charge Bot's also in there as well. Haven't seen the scan just yet.
From group upweighting. But he's just going to force him back home where there's a 1 bunker, no turret very far back, so I'm going to be able to scan. And we should be seeing GG pretty soon, I reckon. This game's pretty much over.
Looks like Nemesis, she's going to take it 2-0. Well, SCV's running away from the third, and that puts Terran on no bases right now. And I have to say, this is a really bad situation for upweighting right now.
Upweighting's going to probably try and maybe land that in that 4th position, I guess, or whatever position that it kind of is, the other main. You know, that could have been there.
The other main, the top right main?
The Nemesis, yeah, the top right main, but then Nemesis has that pylon there, so she could just easily walk 1 DT in there and just, you know, scout to see where that other orbital's gone. But probably won't need to get that far because she will just kill upweighting right now.
It looks like this could be the final engage.
Might hold this army off.
Oh, it's a very large army. There's a lot of zealots in there as well. And Nemesis is currently floating 3,000 minerals, 1,500 gas. I'm not sure if there's anything that can be done at this stage.
And he just left
the GG